Hello everyone, welcome back to the Aligned Path. My name is Kelsey and I'm the Great North Witch. Tonight I want to wander with you through something ancient, older than our calendars, older than our clocks, and even older than the language we use to name our days. Long before our modern week existed, the sky itself carved out 7 sacred pieces of time, each ruled by one of our planets, and each bringing its own magical hum to our days. And although our modern lives have grown louder and louder, we're continually inundated with emails and texts, notifications, things to get done, there's always been a magical hum below each day. The planets haven't stopped humming their sacred song, and their magic continues to pulse beneath everything we do. So come take a celestial walk with me as we explore our 7 sacred days and their ruling planets. The truth is, our weekly routines are already enchanted. Sometimes we just don't stop to notice it. Every Monday carries the quiet pull of the moon. Tuesdays are charged by the intensity of Mars, and Wednesdays are sacred days for communication and travel. Each day is shaped by the characteristics of its celestial ruler. When we align our chores, our spells, and our daily routines with the planetary energy of that day, things become smoother, more intentional, more magical. And honestly, it makes life a little easier. Laundry gets folded on days where discipline flows easily. Hard jobs are tackled on Tuesdays with the power of Mars behind us. Money matters are tackled under Jupiter's generous gaze. And cleaning becomes easy with the potency of Saturn, or meditative with the kindness of the moon. And on Sunday, we feel revitalized, energized by the energy of the sun, and encouraged to be creative. So this evening, we're going to journey together through each day, exploring the sacred herbs, scents, gemstones, and of course, chores and daily tasks that we can align with that day. The goal of today's video is to teach you how to align yourself and align your weekly schedule with the planets in a way that feels magical. So let's get into it. I have my handy dandy grimoire that I will be referencing because all of my correspondences are written in here that I want to share with you, and I want to make sure that I'm not missing any of the correspondences that you could use. That being said, before we take off on our journey this evening, I encourage anyone out there who is interested in living the life of a witch, practicing witchcraft, please start your grimoire. Start your grimoire. Even if it is day 1, even if this is the very first video you've ever seen about witchcraft and it sparks your fancy. Start a grimoire. A book where you can write everything that you're learning, everything that you practice, all the results, all your correspondences. Start it now. And I know so many of us are perfectionists. We don't want to start writing in the cute book because what if we want to rearrange it? What if we make spelling errors and we have to scratch it out? You can rewrite it later. We all want to have that beautiful final copy, but life isn't about turning in projects. Your grimoire is a working piece. Constantly be writing in it. Constantly be adding notes, adding references about what herbs you're using, what magical properties they have, etc. It's one of my biggest regrets that over a decade ago when I started this journey, I didn't start writing it all in the same notebook. I started different grimoires thinking I wanted one for herbs and one for planets and one for astrology and one for tarot and one for different types of divination. Put it all in one book, put it all in one book, put it all in one book. Okay, let's take off on our celestial journey this evening. We're going to start with Monday. Monday is ruled by the moon. So colors we see that are corresponding, meaning they are like a characteristic of or align with the moon, are silver, pale blue, and light gray. And you'll notice as we go along covering the different planets, some of the correspondence, they seem logical. Of course, silver, of course, gray are probably colors for the moon because that's the color of the moon. The moon asks us not to rush, but to feel, to listen. It gives us energy to help cleanse away the emotional and physical dust that's gathered on the weekend. Some stones that associate with Monday and the moon are obviously moonstone, but we also have other pearlescent crystals like opal, pearls, aquamarine, amethyst, and quartz. So all of our different types of quartzes, and the metal that we associate with Monday is silver. Some really great herbs for Monday include mugwort, which is really great for intuition, dream work, etc. And also white floral, so any white flowers, jasmine, lilies, etc. The moon teaches gentleness. Let Monday be a soft beginning to your week. On Monday, we see things like intuition, dream work, psychic work, introspection, divination. Those are all really great magical tasks to be doing on Monday. But you might also do day-to-day tasks like cleaning. So there's actually 2 days that can kind of associate with the task of cleaning our home, cleaning our space. Monday is for people who clean and can see it as meditation or a gentle ritual. If you're able to embrace the joy of resetting your home and cleansing your space in a really soft, gentle, and mindful way, Monday is a great day for you to be doing your house cleaning. If you are not a gentle, enjoy this, mindful cleaner, Monday's not your cleaning day. We'll see it later on in the week. Spiritually, it's a really great day to work on cleansing ourselves, cleansing our altars, cleansing our sacred spaces, cleansing our homes. It's a really great day for meal prep, really soothing activities, making soup, flipping towels, bedding. Kind of see it as energy for reset. So we're resetting our home, setting ourselves up for success for the rest of the week. Our meals are planned, our house is clean, our laundry is done. We're being really gentle and we're setting ourselves up for success for the rest of the week. So our modern society kind of sees Monday as like, get everything done, it's Monday, we all have to be super productive. And of course, if that's your life, you work in an office and you have to be super like on the ball Monday morning, take this with a grain of salt or take parts of today's lesson and interweave them where you can throughout your day, throughout your Monday, to make it feel a little less mundane. However, if you have a lot of time on your hands and have the ability to rework your weekly schedule completely, and you are able to cleanse and work on cleaning chores without feeling manic, Monday is the day for you to do it. Monday is our reset day. For me, it is cleaning. I really enjoy the reset of my home, putting everything back to where it belongs, cleaning up from the hustle and bustle of the weekend. Monday is also a really lovely day to work on baking, any kitchen magic you're doing. If you're not a witch, you can just work on your baking, sweets, soft goods, baked goods, soups, buns, warm foods like that. Okay, let's move on to Tuesday. Tuesday. You know what? I think in our modern world, Tuesday gets a bad rap because it's kind of like a nothing day. But when you start aligning your weekly schedule with the energies and the force of the planets that are behind those days, Tuesday becomes so powerful. Tuesday is my get shit done day. I do so many things on Tuesdays. Tuesday rises under the blazing fire of Mars, the planet of courage and momentum. It's the planet of getting shit done. This is a day to tackle things that you've been avoiding. Anything that's been put off on your to-do list, things you just don't want to get done and you're dragging your feet on. If you're procrastinating on anything, do it on Tuesdays. Tuesday, that fiery, fierce energy and courage we get from Mars is the day to complete tasks that we don't want to do. And when you know Mars is behind you, it just makes it so much more potent and more purposeful to do those things on Tuesdays. I really have seen such a change in the last several years that I've been living this way with my week aligned with the planets. And I'm so much more productive because I know on Monday I don't have to do the hard things, but on Tuesday that's the job. And I almost see it as I want to get it done on Tuesday because I want that powerful planet behind me. I want that energy encouraging me to do the things that I find a little difficult. Mars doesn't ask you to be reckless though. It just asks you to have courage. Okay, so let's look at the correspondences of Mars. Tuesday, ruled by Mars. Our colors are red, crimson, black, dark brown, and orange. So again, pretty intuitive. You could assume by looking at Mars and looking at the colors of the planet that those are the colors associated with it. Some stones we see, again, have similar colorings. Obsidian, garnet, bloodstone, carnelian, ruby, and our metal for Tuesday is iron. Our herbs for Tuesday, we have things like dragon's blood, patchouli, ginger, nettle, garlic, pepper, also basil and cedar. So spicy things, zazzy herbs, you know what I mean? They're garlic and ginger. They're very potent. You can't put it in something and tell that it's not there. You can taste the garlic. You can taste ginger. And to me, those herbs have very similar energies, very similar feelings that we start to see on Tuesdays when you start aligning yourself with the planet. So Mars, a very lovely planet indeed, gives us things like strength, courage, the ability to face conflict. It's really good for protection, banishment, asserting yourself. So I don't want to say asserting dominance, but at least giving you the courage to stand up for yourself when needed. We also see things, because Mars is the planet of war. We see breaking cycles happen on Tuesdays, ending negative influences, warfare, and asserting your will. So asserting your desires or at least sharing your opinion. I would avoid doing love spells on Tuesdays. It's a bad thing. Don't do it. Venus and Mars have this thing where they're kind of like opposites, and it's just not. If you're doing love things, do it on Friday. Do it on the day of love, not the day of a war, right? Okay. I need a little tea. We're moving on to Wednesday. Now, as somebody who studies a lot, I read all the time. I study all the time. And Wednesday is one of my favorite days for that reason. Wednesday is ruled by Mercury. And Mercury is our planet of communication. It's a planet that has to do with everything to do with words. So studying, learning, reading, sharing, teaching, exploring philosophies, just reading for enjoyment. Really good day to be doing it. Wednesday is also for travel. So if you're a stay-at-home witch like me and you go out once a week, I always try to put my out-in-town day on Wednesdays. So that's the day I go out and do all my little traveling around town. We know that Mercury is the messenger, but he's also the protector of travelers. So let's see what we have here for Tuesday. No, Wednesday. Wednesday brings along Mercury, the quick-tongued messenger of the gods. This day, our minds are sharp, our minds and thoughts are expansive, our words flow well, and it's really a day to hone in on learning and academia. Wednesday, ruled by Mercury, has some interesting colors. Obviously gray, opal, iridescent colors, but we also see light green and yellow being associated with Wednesday with Mercury. So we're also seeing stones with those similar colors. So we're seeing citrine, fluorite, amber, topaz, sodalite, and our metal for Wednesdays is quicksilver, which is really funny because history joke. Okay. Tuesdays, Mars, which is the Roman god, the name for the Roman god, that stems from the Greek god Ares. So if you're looking for matching epithets or to get a little bit more familiar with the days, a really great option is looking up the Roman and Greek gods. Very similar, but they do have different names. So if you're trying to figure out what the association is, you can look at what the Greek name of that planet is. So Mars, which is the Roman god of war, was borrowed from the Greek god of war, which is Ares. So when we get to Wednesday, Mercury is the name of the Roman god that was taken from the Greek god Hermes. So Hermes, we know, is the little traveler. He has little wings on his boots because he's the messenger. He goes back and forth from Mount Olympus to the earth, to the people, and in between the gods, and shares messages. And he's also really quick. He's traveling a lot because he's the messenger. So that's where we get the association of those two main characteristics of Wednesday, travel and words, messages. So herbs for Wednesday include jasmine, lavender, dill, fennel, mint, anise, so anise hyssop, lemongrass, bay leaf, sandalwood, and peppermint. All right, let's move along in our week. We are now on Thursday. Thursday is Jupiter's domain. Generous, wise, and expansive. Thursdays are a really good day to deal with business matters. Anything that has to do with finances, improving your finances, as well as dealing with home finances. So paying our bills is really a great routine to start paying your bills on Thursdays. Even though you may see that as it's not attracting money in, I'm giving money away by paying my bills. Doing it under the influence of Jupiter allows us to kind of send that money out into the universe while also claiming every dollar that I send out will return to me. Some people say threefold. I think that's a Wiccan thing, but what you put out into the universe will come back to you. So chores that align with, let's do colors. So the colors of Jupiter and the colors therefore for Thursday include blue, indigo, purple, royal blue, and emerald green. So we're seeing deeper, intense hues in our traditional jewel tones. So for our crystals or stones that associate with Thursday, we're seeing jade, green, aventurine, green, turquoise, sapphire, kind of blues, pyrite, which is, got a little bit of sparkle in there, but pyrite is also referred to as fool's gold. So we're seeing kind of like a little whisper of financial abundance there. And our metal for Thursday is tin. Taking a look at the herbs for Thursday, we're looking at musky things like cinnamon, clove, nutmeg, sage, mint, frankincense, sandalwood, myrrh, kind of like things you would associate with royalty, you know, incense and myrrh and all that jazz. To me, they're very hefty herbs. You know what I mean? They're intense. You can smell the like depth to them. Whereas sweetgrass, you would never describe sweetgrass as deep, hefty, musky, but you could definitely use those words to describe frankincense and myrrh. So in our day-to-day mundane things, we're doing money concerns, paying bills, anything to do with legal matters, abundance, prosperity, law, and politics are also ruled by Jupiter. So really good to do contract signing either on Wednesday under the communication supervision of Mercury, or under the prosperity and generosity of Jupiter on Thursday. It's also a really good day for consecrating magical tools and working on prosperity magic, stuff like that. So I hope as we move along, you're seeing that. So as a witch, what we want to do when we're formulating our own spell or our own ritual, a lot of the times you'll want to be looking at the moon phases, which we will cover in another video. You want to be looking at the day. So what type of magic should be done on that day. We're not doing a love spell on Tuesdays under a waning moon, because you're going to get the exact opposite of what you were trying to achieve. But if you're doing your love spell on Friday under the careful romantic guidance of Venus, Aphrodite, and you're doing it on either a new moon or a waxing moon, something growing. We want our love to grow. We don't want our love to be getting smaller, right? So on our new moon, we can manifest things. Full moon is not for manifesting. I just have to say that right now. On our new moon, we can manifest new things. And if we're trying to increase our love or increase somebody's love for us, we're doing that during a moon phase that's growing and on a day associated with that type of thing. But it's not just for spell work and rituals. This video, this guide is really I designed to teach you how to do your mundane tasks, your weekly life, in a way that takes all those mundane tasks and makes them magical. Okay, where were we for Thursday? We did herbs, stones, colors, chores. So let's review a few mundane chores that we can align with Thursday and the awesome generous power of Jupiter. So we're taking care of any financial money matters, paying bills, organizing and managing our finances in a positive, beneficial way. Grocery shopping is a really good job to do on Thursdays because we're putting money out, we're going to bring money back in. Really good day to go through your house and pick up anything that you want to donate to others, and anything, maybe you need to buy a plant. Thursday would be a great day to buy your plants. Anything that aligns with expanding the abundance in your house. So home decor, really nice day to do things. It would be Thursday. You can say that new candle you needed is a magical alignment with Jupiter because it was Thursday. Long-term goals, planning is also a really big factor to do under Jupiter. Long-term planning, long-term financial planning, long-term goal planning. We're doing that on Thursdays. On Thursday, Jupiter teaches us how to grow thoughtfully, mindfully, financially, how to expand our abundance, and also how to share that abundance with others. And we're moving on to Friday, the day of love. So Friday is ruled by our planet Venus. Venus is the Roman god of love associated with Aphrodite, the Greek god of love. They're the same thing, they just changed their names. Appropriation. Ooh. So on Fridays, honoring Venus, our colors are going to be colors of love. Red, pink. We also see a lot of feminine pastel tones coming in with Venus, with Aphrodite. So light green, aqua, turquoise, just gentler colors in general. Our stones associated with Friday are things like rose quartz, emerald, jade, moonstone, opal, rhodonite, and our metal is copper. For me, the two that stick out the most for Friday, though, are definitely rose quartz, which is a crystal for love and friendship, and rhodonite, which is kind of a swirl black pink crystal, really good for friendships. So although Venus is our god of love and romance, it's also a self-love energy, self-love vibe. Also good for relationships, not just romantic relationships. So friendships, improving upon business partnerships, collaborations, stuff like that. I use Friday for self-care days. I know it's really popular to do self-care Sundays or self-care Saturdays because the iteration rhymes, or, you know, it has self-care Saturday. Sounds good on Instagram. But Saturday's like the worst day to do your self-care. Monday, Sunday's like okay. It's more about rejuvenation on Sunday. Friday is your day of self-love. So for myself, Friday is my self-care day. That's the day I usually do my nails, I do my facial, I wax my eyebrows, I moisturize my whole body. You know, you're doing an everything shower on Friday, probably a bath after you have your shower or before your shower, however you want to do it. A lot of self-love. So I will take my time on Fridays. I light candles, I put essential oils in my bath, I'll walk through my curiosity cabinet and pull out different herbs associated with Venus and with Friday and with self-love and with tranquility, and I'll fill those in my bath. What else do I do? Just everything that's self-love, you know what I mean? It's usually a day that I'm cradling a cup of tea. I spend the morning going a little bit slower, making sure I have a tendency to overwork myself. So Friday is, at least Friday morning, is my mindful time. I try to be a little bit more gentle and loving with myself than I tend to be on a regular basis. Friday is also a really good day for romance. So date night. If you guys, you might know me, you might not. There's not very many of you out here in the YouTube world, but over on Instagram, we have a nice little community. And my friends and followers over there know I don't really leave. I call it my swamp. It's not a swamp. I don't live in a swamp. But, you know, the witch doesn't leave her swamp unless mandatory. So date nights aren't huge, extravagant, expensive outings for us. That's just not our vibe. Wasting money on food, and it's not as good as I cook. It's just not my thing. If it's your thing, Friday is a great night to plan an outing with your spouse. Go to the movies, eating dinner, spend some time together, kiss and be romantic, you know? But it doesn't have to be expensive and an outing. You can just eat by candlelight that day, watch a movie together on the couch, just spend a little bit of time appreciating and being with your partner, if that's what you have. If you don't have a partner, then spend this time, spend the romance on yourself. What have we covered? Rose, no. Friday, Venus. So herbs we see associated with Venus, again, I find them intuitive, but that's why we're covering this video, because it might not be intuitive yet for you. But as you practice and you're reading your correspondences and you're writing them in your grimoire, some of these will start to become a little bit more natural feeling. So herbs associated with Friday, aka Venus, we're seeing rose, lavender, jasmine, gardenia, vanilla, yarrow, ylang ylang, and geranium. So flowers, they're flowery, they're floral. Like, you can't tell me rose isn't associated with love. Like, if I asked you, you could probably guess at some of these, right? Lavender is self-care. It's the essential oil we're putting in our bath. It is scientifically proven, the scent, the aroma of lavender, to reduce stress and anxiety within our bodies. So it's not, what do they call it? So it's not woo-woo, right? Like, these associations run back farther in time than our words for the gods. Okay, another few mundane chores that I like to associate with Friday. Obviously, baking sweets and comfort foods is really good for self-care and love. Socializing, going out with friends, making your space pretty, anything to do with beauty, pretty, gorgeous, you know, that energy of making things feel nice. So decorating, all those mandatory things you bought to expand the abundance of your house on Thursday, we're now putting into place on Friday. We're adorning our space. We're adorning our sacred altar. We're adding newness to our altar for a thank you if you have a goddess that you work with or a deity. Usually, unless your deity has a specific day associated with them, Friday's a nice day to top up your altar, top up your water, add a new little sweet treat. My goddess loves a little sweet treat. So, Friday. Let Friday be soft. Let Friday be sweet. Let Friday be gentle. And let Friday be yours and your partner's. But we're moving on. Saturday, ruled by Saturn. Makes sense, right? The colors we see for Saturn. Saturn is our planet of darkness and shadow and death and endings. Death doesn't always mean, in the world of tarot and divination, death doesn't always mean it's the end of something that we've been trying to get rid of. It's revealing the things that we hide in our closets or we hide in the shadows. Colors for Saturday include black, dark gray, dark violet, and super dark indigo. So deep, dark planet colors, the colors of that planet. Herbs we're seeing, how would I describe them? They're shadowy herbs, if that resonates with you. Things like patchouli, comfrey, mandrake, myrrh, sandalwood, cedar, poppy, and actually mullein too. Saturday is a day for protection. Saturday is a day for shadow work. Saturday is our day for journaling and reflecting and recapitulation. Reviewing what you did the prior week. Reviewing in your head, writing it out in your journal. We're looking at banishing any karmic work. Anytime that we need to do destruction, destroying things, breaking things, getting rid of things, removing things, transforming things. It's also our planet of stability. So if you're building a house, build your foundation on Saturday. It's setting the framework. It's the groundwork. It also has to do just with building. Building things is a job meant for Saturdays. Stones we see associated with Saturn, therefore, Saturday are black stones. Onyx, jet, obsidian. We see smoky quartz come in here. We see hematite, which is not black. It's like super shiny silver, but dark. And the metal we see associated with Saturday is lead. So a very heavy, dense metal. Heavy, dense vibration for Saturday. So Saturdays, remember how we talked about if you're not a cleaner who cleans in a really peaceful, enjoyable way, and you're like an intense, scrub things, get it done, if you put it off, maybe do it Tuesday so that you feel encouraged to get it done. But if you're just like intense about it and you want to get rid of it and transform your space into something new and cleanse, if you're intense about cleaning, do it on Saturdays. If it's not a calming ritual for you, do it on Saturdays. We're doing adult responsibilities on Saturdays. When we have like adult and do your like hard things, we can do those on Saturdays as well if we didn't have time to do them under the aggressive protection of Mars. So Saturday is the day I encourage you to do your shadow work, writing in your journals. The word shadow work actually gets thrown around a lot, so I'd like to just take a moment to kind of explain it to you. It's basically just journaling all the things you would never say out loud to anyone. Like, to the point that if you wrote it in your paper, like if you're writing in your journal and you're like, I probably shouldn't write that down just in case somebody ever finds this book. Those are the things. Those thoughts that are so inside of you, so deep, that you would never say them out loud. Not even to your partner, not even to your husband or your spouse. Like, our lips are sealed. That's work for your shadow book. And if you're scared that somebody will read it, get a hold of it, don't write it in your journal. Write it on a piece of paper. And I encourage you to take that piece of paper, put a few whole kernels of pepper, a few sprinkles of salt, fold it up, and burn it. The salt and pepper bring the light and the dark, the release, the burn, sends it off into the universe. It's no longer stuck inside of us. So get rid of it, put it on a piece of paper, burn it, baby. If you don't want to burn it, you can like bury it or something, but burning really is that moment of like, it's gone. I'm releasing it into the universe. Well, I hope you've enjoyed our celestial journey so far. We're on our last day of the week, Sunday. And if you can guess it, the planet associated with Sunday is the sun. So the sun brings us energy. It brings us vitality, clarity, illumination, joy, and creativity. It's golden, warm, clarifying, and really makes you feel alive. This is a day for joy, success, renewal, celebration, and creativity. So on Sunday, we're looking at bright colors. We're looking at colors associated with the sun. Gold, yellow, orange, and also white, like that extreme ultraviolet light we see come from the sun. We're seeing warm, zazzy herbs, lemongrass, lemon, marigolds, sunflowers, cinnamon, because it's kind of zesty. We also see St. John's wort having associations with Sunday, frankincense, and also something weird, rosemary. Rosemary can be a substitution herb. It can generally be used in place of take this with a grain of salt. If you're doing a crazy invocation, don't replace the ingredients in that spell or ritual. But if you're doing a money spell and you don't have bay leaves, use rosemary. Okay? So we're being a little bit mindful. We're mitigating how much danger is involved in the practice that we're doing, and if that means we are able to do a little bit of an ingredient swap. If we're ingredient swapping, use rosemary. If we're doing something super intense, and my guess is you're not here learning about planet associations. If you're doing that type of stuff, don't replace your herbs. Get the proper ingredients. There's rules. Rules are meant to be broken. But there's also rules for a reason, Okay, Sunday, we're using the energy, the vitality of the sun to create. Sunday is a really good day to be doing something creative, doing something artistic, drawing, painting, doing something fun with the family, getting the kids sat down in their craft room so that they're doing something creative on Sunday. It's a good day to be out in the sun, absorbing that energy from the sun rays. Sunday also has a lot of strength behind it because the sun is so intense. So it is a day we see associated with Leos and therefore leadership. We're seeing strength and our power being really fulfilled and really magnified on Sundays. So a day if you have to start something new or be creative or step up in a certain way, that's a really good chore for Sundays. Okay, so what else do we have to cover here, guys? Stones we see associated with Sunday include citrine, amber, tiger's eye, carnelian, topaz, diamond, and our metal association for Sunday and the sun is gold. And some other mundane chores we see associated with Sunday, really good to do on Sunday, is brunch or joyful cooking, accentuating your altar, tending to our plants because plants grow under the sun. We're doing outdoor activities on Sunday if it's possible. And anything really that just boosts your vitality and your happiness. Sunday is about being happy. Happy, happy, happy. Okay, my lovelies. That's the end of our celestial tour through the days of the week. Each day of the week has a pulse. Its own intentions, its own characteristics, and its own magic. The truth is, the planets never stopped speaking to us. We just forgot how to listen. Their stories run beneath our hours, our mood, our tiny wins, and our small stumbles. When we recognize those magical rhythms and choose to live in step with them, our mundane, ordinary world begins to shimmer again. Chores become rituals, errands become offerings, and the week switches from something that we have to survive to something that we're dancing in tune with. You don't need perfection for this practice, just awareness, a willingness to listen to the rhythm of each day and realign your weekly schedule with the vibrations of our planets. Carry these correspondence into your weekly routine, into your spell work, into your mundane chores, into your self-love, and into your rest. Let the planets guide you gently, the way they used to guide the sailors under starlight, or the witches by candlelight. Thank you for walking through this celestial week with me. May your days feel more aligned now, your magic a little bit more rooted, and may you always find the beauty of aligning yourself and your days and your chores with the magic of our planets. Until our next ritual, lesson, or meeting, keep your candles lit, your souls bright, and your eyes lifted towards the skies. I'm the Great North Witch. This is the Aligned Path, and I'll talk to you all soon.